Here's your wrestling news for November 16th, 2025. Your headlines for today include massive fan backlash erupts after Jey Uso's SmackDown win, Randy Orton finally set to return, date revealed, AJ Styles appears out of nowhere, crowd erupts, Zack Ryder's WWE status revealed after surprise SmackDown return, Nixon Newell accused of WWE brain rot after AEW Walkout backfires, TNA fans chant Traitor, Kelani Jordan responds to Backlash, WWE star breaks silence, says allegations were misjudged, TNA launches investigation into NXT invasion after Kazarian title win, Wes Lee's TNA status revealed after Turning Point return, and more. Jey Uso may have picked up a win in WWE's Last Time Is Now tournament on the November 14th edition of SmackDown, but the real headline isn't the result, it's the fan backlash that followed. After Jey defeated The Miz to advance, WWE uploaded the match clip to YouTube, and the response was overwhelmingly negative. At press time, the video has drawn over 327,635 views, but only 7,257 likes compared to a stunning 40,854 dislikes. This means roughly 85% of viewers hit the thumbs down, an unusually lopsided reaction for a major SmackDown tournament match. And this isn't an isolated case. Jey has been facing heavy resistance from fans ever since he walked out of WrestleMania 41 as WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Each new victory seems to be met with louder frustration, and the momentum of that backlash is only growing. Whether WWE intends to keep pushing Jey Uso toward the tournament finals remains unclear, but if the current trend continues, and if Jey ends up defeating John Cena at Saturday night's main event on December 13th, the internet might reach a breaking point. Randy Orton may finally be on his way back to WWE television, if the company's own website is any indication. According to WWE's official events page, Orton is advertised for the December 5th episode of Friday Night SmackDown at the Moody Center in Austin, Texas. That episode will be the first SmackDown following Survivor Series, and it could mark Orton's first televised appearance since early October. The Apex Predator's last outing came on the October 3rd episode of SmackDown, where he teamed with Cody Rhodes against Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. The night ended brutally for Orton, as Reed flattened him with multiple tsunami splashes in a post-match attack that effectively wrote him off TV. Since then, Orton has maintained a low profile. He was recently spotted vacationing with his family in Belize, taking some well-deserved personal time and giving his body a chance to recover after years of physical punishment. With his name now listed for December 5th, fans are already speculating what direction WWE might take with his return. Whether Orton targets the Vision for revenge or gets inserted into a new storyline heading into Royal Rumble season, his presence alone could shake up SmackDown's landscape. What storyline do you want Randy Orton to jump into when he returns? Should he settle his score with the Vision or turn his attention towards Cody Rhodes? Share your thoughts in the comments below. AJ Styles is in the final chapter of his storied career, and it looks like he's checking off a few personal boxes before hanging up his boots in 2026. That mission recently took him back to where it all began, an indie wrestling show in his home state of Georgia. Fans at Southern Honor Wrestling's 7th anniversary show were in for a massive surprise when the Phenomenal One made a rare post-WWE appearance. The moment came after rising star Alexander Lev captured his first world title using none other than AJ Styles' signature move, the Styles Clash. That's when Styles appeared, stepping into the spotlight in front of a stunned hometown crowd. It was Styles' first time back on the local scene in years. Since signing with WWE in 2016, indie appearances have been nearly non-existent for him. Zack Ryder made his shocking return to WWE on the November 14th episode of SmackDown, stepping in as LA Knight's surprise tournament opponent in John Cena's Last Time Is Now bracket. He came out to his classic theme, wore his original gear, and brought back the full woo-woo-woo persona, sending the crowd into nostalgia mode instantly. But despite the buzz surrounding the moment, this wasn't a full-time comeback, and the reason is now clear. According to Fightful Select, Ryder, real name Matt Cardona, is not signed to a WWE contract. His appearance was strictly a one-night return for the tournament. However, he has agreed to a new merchandise deal, which explains why WWE Shop dropped fresh Zack Ryder merch immediately after the segment aired. WWE sources confirmed the arrangement and noted that while he isn't under contract, the company hasn't closed the door on future opportunities. Following the match, Ryder delivered an emotional promo for WWE's YouTube channel, reflecting on what it meant to step back into WWE boots, even for one night. 5 years. It's been 5 years since I put on Zack Ryder boots. Every single morning, the first thing I do before I even open my damn eyes is ask, how can I get back here? What do I have to do to get back here? He went on to acknowledge the work he's put in since his 2020 WWE release, the reinvention, the grind, and the belief that he would someday make it back to the big stage. After the match, LA Knight returned to ringside to shake Ryder's hand, a small but significant show of respect that didn't go unnoticed. Ryder's future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: the reaction, the merch sales, and the nostalgia factor all worked in his favor. Whether this appearance was a one-off novelty or the first step towards something bigger, WWE seems content to leave the door slightly open for another Zack Ryder return. Javon Evans' rise in WWE continues to gain momentum, and this week he earned the kind of recognition most rookies never get: public praise from Sheamus himself. After their match at an NXT live event in St. Paul, the Celtic Warrior grabbed the mic and addressed Evans directly. Despite defeating the newcomer, Sheamus made it clear that Evans is far more than just another athletic prospect. He highlighted the young star's toughness, work ethic, and the impression he left inside the ring. "Not only are you a high flyer with so much gifted ability, you're also a tough bastard, fella. Tonight you earned my respect and everyone else's respect in this building in St. Paul. The future is in safe hands, lads. Now do us all a favor and kick ass." Coming from a veteran who built his entire career on fighting for respect, the endorsement carries real weight. Sheamus doesn't hand out compliments often, and when he does, it means something. Evans has already been turning heads with his fast-paced style and undeniable presence, but having a multi-time world champion publicly vouch for him only adds to the growing belief that WWE may be grooming one of its next major stars. With veterans backing him, crowds reacting to him, and momentum clearly on his side, Javon Evans looks like he's carving out a real place for himself in WWE's future. Wes Lee may be gone, but Desmond Xavier is back, and TNA is thrilled with his Turning Point return. Fightful reports officials were pleased with both the fan reaction and his in-ring performance with the Rascals. Fightful also reports that he's not signed full-time, but creative plans are underway for more appearances. Should Desmond Xavier officially join TNA? Sound off in the comments below. The November 13th episode of TNA Impact Wrestling ended in chaos as NXT talent stormed the ring and helped Frankie Kazarian capture the TNA World Championship. Tonight at Turning Point, TNA wasted no time in addressing the fallout, and Kazarian made sure his message was heard loud and clear. During the kickoff show, the new TNA World Champion grabbed the microphone and immediately tore into the audience. Kazarian declared that he hated the fans and then demanded that TNA President Carlos Silva come into the ring. Silva didn't waste any time. He announced that TNA is officially launching an internal investigation into NXT's invasion on November 13th. Kazarian claimed he was appalled that he was even being investigated, but the situation is hard to ignore. His title win came directly after interference from Lexis King, Charlie Dempsey, Stax, and Brooks Jensen, something fans have not forgotten. Many supporters agree that Kazarian is deserving of a top run, but the backlash is centered around what the win cost. Mike Santana's long, emotional road to his first TNA World Championship was a major moment for the company, and the sudden end to his reign has left fans furious. Whether this controversial booking is laying the groundwork for a larger storyline or even teasing a future move for Santana to NXT remains unclear. What is clear is that fans are loudly voicing their frustration, and TNA now has to manage the fallout. As the investigation moves forward, Kazarian won't be short of challengers. Nick Nemeth, who holds the other Call Your Shot trophy, is already looming over the title picture, and more contenders are expected to step up as this situation develops. How do you feel about Kazarian winning the title under these circumstances? Did TNA make the right call or pull the trigger too early? Let us know in the comments. Nixon, Newell, and Miranda Elise are facing heavy backlash after walking out of AEW Collision, and the fallout isn't doing either of them any favors, especially Newell. According to F4W Online, the independent scene is pushing back hard, and some promoters are now accusing Newell of having WWE brain rot. That phrase is being thrown around to describe what certain indie promoters see as an entitled mindset, a belief that former WWE stars deserve higher pay, special treatment, or drawing power they simply don't bring to the table anymore. Newell and Elise were originally scheduled for a match on Collision but walked out before the show began, triggering immediate criticism across AEW and the wider wrestling community. While some online fans argued the controversy could increase Newell's visibility, indie promoters strongly disagree. One promoter didn't hold back, calling Newell's reputation and demands a major obstacle. Wasn't it just the other week you were talking about wrestlers who had leverage not wanting to do business? How about wrestlers with zero leverage? Nixon isn't gonna get work out of this. She wasn't getting work before and was crying about it. She asked way too much money and sells 0 tickets on her name alone. Usual WWE brain rot. The situation has reportedly damaged Newell's standing further. Internal sources say AEW has no intention of bringing Newell or Elise back, viewing their walkout as unprofessional and disruptive. For Newell, whose post-WWE career had already struggled to gain steam, this latest controversy only deepens the challenge ahead. Can Nixon Newell turn her career around after this, or has too much damage already been done? Let us know your take in the comments below. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Kelani Jordan's rise to the top hasn't been quiet, and she's not pretending otherwise. After winning the TNA Knockouts World title while still signed to WWE NXT, Jordan suddenly found herself caught in the crossfire of fan backlash. Accusations of disloyalty, crowds booing her in buildings where she once thrived, and an online narrative painting her as a traitor all came crashing down at once. But instead of hiding from it, Jordan confronted the noise head-on. Speaking with Denise Salcido, Jordan opened up about her recent promo on NXT, the longest of her career, and explained why stepping into that moment felt both daunting and necessary. According to her, the promo wasn't just a rebuttal to critics, it was her chance to finally speak from the heart after weeks of biting her tongue. One, I knew it was a challenge for me because I've never cut a promo that long in my life, so I was like, alright, that's a challenge in itself. But also I felt like HBK put me out there because he believed in me and knew I could do it. And he knew I had a lot of things going on my chest that I needed to get off ever since I won this title, and people saying I was a traitor, being booed and all this stuff. Jordan said she felt an obligation to deliver not just for Shawn Michaels, who trusted her with the spotlight, but for everyone who supported her while she navigated the criticism. So I felt like, I'm not gonna let him down. I'm not gonna let myself down, and everyone who did believe in me and knew that I was doing the right thing by going in there and winning this title, I was like, I'm not gonna let all the people who believed in me down. And even those who booed me, I was like, I'm gonna show you just why I'm Kelani Jordan. The nerves were there, but they never rattled her. If anything, the reaction sharpened her focus. Now, with a major championship around her waist and a renewed fire in her voice, Jordan looks more confident than ever. She's not playing safe, she's not tiptoeing around criticism, and she's not asking for approval. She's proving, one promo at a time, that the pressure only made her stronger. What's your take on Kelani Jordan's response to the traitor chants? Did she win you over, or do the fans still have a point? Drop your thoughts in the comments. James Ellsworth is once again addressing the controversy that's followed him since 2018 when he was accused of sending explicit Snapchat messages to an underage fan, allegations that derailed his career and permanently altered his public perception. Speaking with Sports Shadow, the former WWE star reflected on how the situation impacted his life and why he believes he should no longer be defined by it. According to Ellsworth, the accusations never resulted in an arrest, charges, or even a police investigation, something he points to as evidence of his innocence. He argued that people were quick to accept internet headlines without questioning the facts. The internet, like I said earlier, they read a headline or something and they just think it's true, and they don't let things play out or do actual research on it. Ellsworth acknowledged that he's not perfect, but emphasized his reputation as a family man with no criminal history, insisting that his record speaks for itself. I'm a father of two, I'm a husband, I have a clean criminal record, I've never been arrested in my life, cops have never talked to me about committing a crime ever in my life, so I think my record speaks for itself. He described the ordeal as overwhelming, a public accusation that never led to legal action, yet left him with a permanent stain on his name. Imagine if you got accused of committing a crime and hundreds of thousands of people all over the world saw that you got convicted of this, but nothing ever happens to you. You never get arrested, a cop never even talks to you, and you know it's because you didn't do anything. But there are people out there who might think you did because they read it on the internet. Like, that's crazy, right? Ellsworth said the pandemic, combined with the death of his grandfather, forced him to refocus on life outside wrestling. He credits that period for helping him appreciate his family and priorities more clearly. That was so long ago, and like I said, I'm happily married. I got my 2 daughters. I just try to be the best father I can be, the best husband I can be. I'm not perfect, but I do my best to be a good person, and I think my record speaks for itself. He also expressed sympathy for real victims of abuse, adding that false accusations, if they occur, make it harder for genuine survivors to be believed. I feel bad for those that actually have to go through that, because there are people who lie about going through that when they're not really going through it. That's not fair to the people who actually have gone through some stuff. Still, the story remains complicated. In 2018, screenshots circulated online showing alleged messages between Ellsworth and a teenage girl named Kenzie. She publicly questioned what police planned to do about the situation, though no legal action was taken. By 2021, her posts were deleted and her social media accounts were suspended. Ellsworth was never charged. To this day, he maintains his innocence, but the internet's memory is long, and the accusations continue to shadow his name years later. Do you think James Ellsworth deserves the chance to move forward, or is this situation too serious for fans to overlook? Share your thoughts below. CM Punk is keeping busy outside the ring, and now he's officially part of Disney canon. The WWE World Champion hit the red carpet in Los Angeles on Thursday night for the world premiere of Zootopia 2 at the El Capitan Theater. Punk appears in the animated sequel as a zebra character named Zebro Zabraxton, marking one of his biggest mainstream roles to date. He's not the only WWE star in the film either. Roman Reigns also lends his voice to the movie, playing Zebro Zabrowski. Disney formally confirmed both castings earlier this week, and a short behind-the-scenes clip was released showing Punk and Reigns in the recording booth bringing their animated counterparts to life. Zootopia 2 is set to hit theaters on November 26th. With two of WWE's top stars jumping into the Disney universe, this crossover is already turning heads and could signal even more Hollywood movies ahead.